Okay, this is really interesting because I think I've worked out what Clutch, the inverted commas racing game, really is. And I'm going to show you some footage right at the beginning here of me in the same locations as are in the game, and I'll explain that later because that's where it all came together for me. Now, my background is really racing games. I'm one of the biggest racing game YouTubers in the world, but more like the hardcore racing, even sim racing. And my hopes were, and a lot of people's hopes were, that Clutch was going to be like, you know, an authentic racing game set in the south of France, set around Monaco. It's pretty clear now that's not going to be the case. Clutch is a different game. I would call it, arguably, it looks like it might be the MindsEye of like, not even racing, it's just kind of like a MindsEye experience, but that might not be a bad thing, weirdly. And I'm going to explain that in this video. So it's pretty clear from this trailer that I'm showing you here and analysing that you are going to be cosplaying as a racing driver in the day. By night it's going to get all really exciting. You're going to be doing getaways, street racing, I would say heists as well, which is where like the MindsEye connection comes in. And that's quite a nice story, I quite like that. And I'm going to come back to that later in the video. However, that does mean I don't think the game is either going to be a fantastic circuit racer or a fantastic open world game. Like, I just don't see it being like that. I think it's inevitably going to be stretched too thin. There's only one massive game in the world that can try and do everything, and in my opinion that's GTA, and even GTA is not seen as like a serious racing game. We'll see what happens next time around, because I did want to buy Codemasters for GTA 6, obviously taking the driving very seriously. But this is where it kind of clicked for me, once I let go of my original hope for this to be a racing game. Have a look at that background there. I've been very lucky in the stuff I also do in real world motorsport. I've gone to Monaco quite a few times, and weirdly I've been on the yachts, like I've been in the nightclubs, I've done all the stuff that the rich and famous do, even though I'm not really rich and famous, although I do have this YouTube channel. And that got me thinking, it is such a cool location actually for running this kind of story, for doing heists. Like, you can slip in, you can get anywhere in Monaco if you wear a suit, is my experience. So you don't need to be rich and famous. You can actually probably steal stuff, you can do heists, you can, you know, escape, there's high value cars everywhere. There's kind of luxury places with places to steal. Like, it's a perfect setting for this sort of game. And I actually really like the story, weirdly, that you're a racing driver by day, and then it's almost like the movie Drive, or these sort of movies where you use those same skills to escape at night, do street racing, earn money, etc. Now, there's going to be a lot of faith in the writing here, so let's see what they'll do. But in my head, I've already like racked through the stuff I've done at Monaco, where I've interviewed like global celebrities, seen incredible cars, and then, you know, it wouldn't be a step further to like, you know, imagine trying to steal like the 007 James Bond Jaguar car that I went to the reveal of, and then doing some mad chase. Like, it's actually quite interesting. So hopefully in this video so far I've taken you to a place that kind of understands where I think Clutch is going to be at, which is very different to what I hoped it to be at. But I move on from things quickly. Like, I've got Forza Horizon 6. I don't think this game is going to be a Forza Horizon 6 killer in any way. The story in Forza Horizon 6 for me is so irrelevant I don't even notice it, and that's fine, because what I really enjoy is a pure driving in Forza Horizon 6. This is going to be all about the story, so it's going to depend whether me or you watching actually thinks you're going to like this story. So right now, let me know in the comments what you think about it. This is not a sponsored video. I think there's going to be a lot of shilling on this game. Like I said, I think the developers hopefully are going to get a publisher back on board, because Amazon walked away, and Amazon might walk away for various reasons, but probably the developers shopping this game around. So this could still land with a massive publisher and be a massive game. At the moment, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm just always, no matter the state of the game, I'm going to give you my very honest thoughts. And there's still a lot more that they will obviously show the developer. Now, we saw in a previous trailer there was a hook that came out of the car. We see it at the end of this trailer, at the end of this video. Keep an eye out for the hook that comes up the front of the car. That's very arcadey. Like, that is well outside the realms of like anything simulation that's going to annoy a lot of people. But I just know that the audience for a game like this should be bigger than a pure sim. Here's the hook here. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.